Hello and welcome to the first UK hearing of the Mermaid Memorandum. Whether you're a first year law student looking to learn how to apply the law to facts, or a member of the public keen to know more about your contractual rights, I hope you find this video engaging and enjoyable. We will be legally analysing the contract made between Ursula and Ariel to see if it's legally enforceable. But in the true spirit of this Disney classic, there's a catch. We will be defending Ursula. Now I know, Ursula's the villain. There's no way the contract can be legal. But I think we can both agree that it's in the best interests of everyone that the law strives to be an impartial spectator. So all decisions are rooted not in bias, prejudice, or personal sympathies for Ariel, but objective criteria. So it's crucial that before we even begin our analysis, you and I reimagine Ursula not as a villain, but a contractor with a strong legal argument. And that argument is that the agreement she makes with Ariel is legal, binding, and completely unbreakable. Now, to show this, we need to look under the contract. For the law to recognize and enforce an obligation that arises from an agreement, it must be clear to the reasonable person that the parties presented an offer, accepted an intention to create legal relations, and consideration. If all these four are present, this is what gives a contract, as McKendrick says, the badge of enforceability. If one of these are missing, then the contract cannot be enforced. Now, the first issue is, does Ursula give Ariel a valid legal offer? An offer must be a clear and certain and an evidence an immediate intention to be contractually bound under precise terms. This is different from a misstatement of information. Storfer Manchester City Council, this case shows us the approach we need to take in this case. We need to look to the outward appearances. Can we see from the words and context of the parties that might reasonably and objectively can it be understood that they intended to be bound onto specific terms? We need to look to the language, not the intention. So from the agreement that was presented in front of you, Ursula agrees to be bound by the term that she will make a potion that will turn Ariel into a human for 3 days. Now, given the detail of this document and the context of the prior conversation, from the perspective of the reasonable person, it's likely that this document is not a misstatement of information, but is in fact intended to be a legal offer. Now, an acceptance is the next requirement. Does Ariel give a valid acceptance? Now, according to the mirror image rule, the court must be able to discern in the documents that pass between the parties a clear and unequivocal offer that is mirrored by an equally clear and unequivocal acceptance. This is perfectly portrayed in Hyde v. Wrench, when the offer reintroduces new terms alongside the purported acceptance. This represents a counter-offer that kills the original offer because she didn't mirror the offer, she didn't accept it unconditionally. So then this acceptance amounts to a new offer that can in turn be rejected by the other party. As Lord Longdale says, if the defendant's offer to sell for £1,000 had been unconditionally accepted, then there would have been a binding contract. Now, so what we need to see in this acceptance is an unconditional acceptance and an intention to be bound for that to be valid. Now, to see in the present case, Ariel signs the contract. Now, according to the rule in the Strange Figure Coup, a signature objectively implies Ariel's clear and unequivocal acceptance to the terms and conditions outlined in the contract in their current form, unless there's been a fraudulent misrepresentation. So the question becomes, was this signature created as a result of a fraudulent misrepresentation? Now, a fraudulent misrepresentation we need to see is whether Ursula gave Ariel an untrue statement that induced her to enter into the contract. Now, these are the three requirements. We need to look at the first one to see if the other two need to be followed. Now, Ariel says, if I become a human, I'll never be with my fathers or sisters again. Ursula affirms his position. Yes, that's right. Life has tough choices. If you sign my contract, cross my bridge, you have to pay the toll. You have to lose the voice, and you have to risk belonging to me forever. So this is because it doesn't seem that there's any vitiating factors. There's no misrepresentation. So the rule of Lestrange follows. If the signing party is legally bound by its contents, and it's wholly immaterial whether the parties even read the document, and Ariel is bound. Now, the next thing we need to see is consideration. You can't get something for nothing, as Ursula so aptly says. Consideration is when something of value is given to the benefit or the detriment of the promisee. So Ariel needs to receive something of value, or some value needs to be moved from Ursula to Ariel. And this is seen with human legs. She gets human legs for 3 days, and she gets a chance to remain human permanently. So this is met. Now, I hope you can see in this brief conclusion that there is an offer, an acceptance, and a consideration. I hope you understand the legal terms of it all. And thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed.